The age of the health tracker is still a new one, and while I'm thankful to live in such a time, I am sure that we are only at the beginning of the possibilities that these devices have the potential to bring us. The Ōura Ring is one of the newer additions to my health tracker collection, and after using it for the last 9 months, I've found that the amount of information that this device supplies me with on a daily basis is beyond anything I've ever tried in the past. Now, I have to admit that at first I was a bit dubious about what this device could really do to help improve my understanding of my health. But after testing this ring for the last 9 months, I've got a list of pros and cons and my own thoughts that I'll share with you at the end. The Ōura Ring. How it comes and what you get. When you first order an Ōura Ring, you are sent a special ring sizing box to make sure you get the correct size. Now you might be thinking what I was thinking here. Why don't they just ask you your ring size or send one of those little sizers? They do give you the option of just giving them your ring size, but as I discovered, this ring is something I needed to be comfortable wearing day and night. So think of the sizing period as a test time, not only for the sizing of your ring, but figuring out which finger you are most comfortable wearing it on. I have to admit that I ended up picking a size that I put on a finger that rarely wears other rings. And because we are all different and have different comfort levels and different sports or exercise routines, it can take a little bit of time for some of us to figure out what is really the most comfortable place to constantly wear this ring. I ended up trying 3 different ring sizes for about a week, and in the end, I picked a size that could fit on my pointer finger if I lost weight, but a size that I could fit on my traditional finger if I gained weight. So the size I ended up with fits perfectly on my middle finger, and after wearing it for a week with all of my activities, I found that it was the most comfortable for me. The ring sizing box includes 8 different sizes of plastic rings ranging from size 6 to 13. These plastic rings are the same size as the final product, which also includes the small bump out sensors on the inside of the ring. This helped quell any anxiety I had about making sure I got the right fit and comfort level. I could go on about the rest of the process, but Ōura has great instructions on what to do next. So let's get down to the review and the pros and cons in my experience with the Ōura Ring. Pros: sleep tracking like I've never seen. This is probably the most valuable thing that the Ōura Ring does for me. Until I got my Ōura Ring, I never tracked my sleep. My hubby, on the other hand, has been tracking his sleep for 10 years with his iPhone, but the data he gets from the Ōura Ring is a night and day difference compared to the iPhone. He says he feels it more accurately represents how he feels each day. And when it comes to myself, I'm learning things I never knew about my brain and body, and I've even been able to improve on my sleep thanks to this ring. Not only will this ring let you know exactly how much sleep you got, but it will tell you exactly what kind of sleep you got. This ring tracks your total time asleep, your time spent in bed, your sleep efficiency, and your resting heart rate while sleeping. This list didn't seem like that big of a deal until I got started to break down what each of these things mean. I had no idea what I was missing. Once you click on that sleep report, you are given exactly how much time you spent in bed, awake, how much time in REM sleep, light sleep, and deep sleep. You are also given a picture of a timeline with each of those parts of sleep mapped out and exactly what time you were in each of those levels of sleep. Furthermore, by clicking on that map, you can dive even deeper, learning about your sleep contributors, if you are lower than you should be in any of these, they will show up as red instead of blue and will tell you exactly how much time you spent in each category. This is great because it gives me a better idea of what I'm missing in achieving the sleep score I'm looking for. And if you want even more information, you can click on any of the sleep contributors for a deep dive explanation on why that particular area of sleep is important and what you can potentially do to improve on your score the following night. For instance, did you know that sticking to a regular sleep schedule can help increase your chances of getting more REM sleep? As far as sleep goes, I have to admit that before I got the ring, I had no idea how much sleep I was really getting at night. And since starting to wear the Ōura Ring, I've gone from 3 to 5 hours of sleep per night to 6 to 8. The sleep coaching and tracking through my ring and app have definitely improved my overall sleep score in the last 9 months. Matters of the heart. My family has a history of heart issues, and I've learned from watching older generations that I want to be more in the know than they were at my age. Thanks to Ōura, my husband and I are both tracking parts of our heart health that we are now using in our doctor's visits. So what does the Ōura Ring tell me about my heart? This ring is constantly tracking resting heart rate variability, body temperature, and respiratory rate. Every day, I'm given options to check in on these reports, and the app will also allow me to tag activities I was doing that day to help the app track my health over time. The one thing that I found particularly helpful with the heart tracking was my resting heart rate. This actually led me to look beyond just my heart and led me to finally seeking help with some other issues I was having. But my resting heart rate was a clue that helped get me to the right specialist. The Ōura Ring also breaks down your heart rate monitoring into 4 different sections. This makes it easier when tracking your beats per minute, so you can look back and see what your BPM might be for restorative time, sleeping, workouts, and daytime BPM. You also now have the option to track your heart rate inside the app with just a few supported workouts. This is great if you are doing outdoor or indoor running, cycling, or walking. But those are the only options at the time of the making of this video. So I'm thankful that my Apple Watch can fill in the gaps in the meantime for things like swimming, etc. I will cover more on this in a minute. Insights into your movement and exercise. When you open the Ōura app, your activity is the first piece of information offered up. It offers active calorie burn, gives the activity score, and gives you your baseline goal. By clicking on the activity option, you are offered deeper insights into your activity for that day. Things like activity score, inactive time, total calories burned, and total steps taken that day. Within each of these options, you can also view that same information for not only that day, but the week and the month. You are also given a graph of your daily movement, which will give you even more insights when clicking on it. This is the section that breaks down your activity score into 6 different activity contributors. These include stay active, move every hour, meet daily goals, training frequency, training volume, and recovery time. By clicking on any of these options, you are given an explanation of what the Ōura Ring is recommending for you that day and why. You can also use the activity section to edit your daily activity goal. The Ōura Ring has a suggested daily recommendation, but you can change that goal. You are given 2 options as a goal to reach each day. You can choose either active calorie burn or daily steps. Either way, both of these things will be tracked unless you choose to hide your calories for some reason. But it's up to you to choose which one you want to show up as your daily goal. I especially like the option to put yourself in rest mode. This is a great option for days when I need rest due to an injury, overdoing it the day before, or illness. When I click that button, I'm given an option to tag whatever it is that might be straining me at the moment. Like I've caught a cold. Another great way the ring helps you keep record, and when you look back, you know you weren't just having a down day, but why? Keeping a record. As I mentioned above, this ring is really great about keeping a record, and it not only will keep a record of everything I've mentioned thus far, but for those of us who need to track a period, it will not only let you record it, but it will also let you know when it's getting ready to start. I find that it's great to have the reminder, but I do wish it contained a separate calendar option to look back on past periods. If you're listening, Ōura, please add this to a future update. Extra insights. One of the things I really like about this ring and the app is the ability to track exercise with my Apple Watch through Apple Health and have the Ōura Ring take that information and add it as a tagged activity. So for instance, I use my Apple Watch to track my activity when biking or swimming laps in the pool. By using the fitness tracker on my Apple Watch, I can check in on my Ōura Ring app later and see that it already tagged that time from say 9 to 10 a.m. when I was in the pool with an elevated heart rate as exercise. I don't have to tag it because the Apple Watch already did, and Ōura took that information and made sure to tag it for me. Great finish options. This ring doesn't just come in silver and gold. I did choose the silver, but my hubby liked the black matte finish. He did end up going with the shiny black finish instead because of the price difference, after he heard about someone painting theirs with a matte black paint. But to be perfectly clear, he still hasn't tried to paint his ring and has decided to just stick with the shiny black option. But originally, that was his plan. Also, I have no idea how foolproof the plan to paint the ring is, so if you know someone who has done this, I would love to hear all about it. Short charge time. I've found that if I charge this ring while I'm getting ready for bed each night, it will get a full charge in about 30 minutes. This is great because I need it on my finger when I'm sleeping and throughout the rest of the day. Constant updates and improvements. One of the more recent updates Ōura Ring made was to add blood oxygen sensing. This is something you can turn on or off in the app. I've chosen to turn it on, and because I haven't been using it long, I really don't have much information on my experience as this is a recent update. Not looking to get sick anytime soon, but I would be curious about the results, say if I were to catch a respiratory virus of some sort. Cons. Price. As my hubby admitted, we spent more on these rings than we did our own wedding rings. And while that may not be the case for you, dropping $300 on a ring to track health is not exactly a small thing for most folks. I have to admit that at first I was nervous about wearing it to track my workouts while swimming, but many workouts later, my ring is still on my finger and still tracking perfectly. The price of this ring really came down to my husband and I needing the information that this ring could provide us and looking at it as an investment in our health. But this wasn't the only price associated with this ring, which leads me to my next con. Membership. At the time of this recording, Ōura Ring offers the first 6 months free for your membership with a price of $5.99 per month after that. It's not a huge amount, but living in a time that seems overloaded with memberships and streaming services all trying to get our financial commitment, this is yet another con for me. In the end, it really came down to making a decision that the price was something I should prioritize over another possible monthly membership. Size. While this ring is nice and lightweight, there is a bit of bulk to it, and it did take a little getting used to. With all of the sensors, it totally makes sense, no pun intended, but perhaps those sensors will shrink as technology improves. The good news is I was able to get used to it, and it took me about a week. Final thoughts. If you're looking for a health tracker that gives you volumes of information on really important health contributors, and you don't mind another monthly membership with a somewhat high investment up front, this is your ring. In the end, it really came down to me prioritizing this over other things in my life. And now that my free membership has drawn to a close, I can't imagine going forward without having the information that this ring provides. So, I'm keeping the ring. If you have questions, please feel free to leave a comment or track me down on social media. I would love to hear from you. If this video has helped you in any way, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're interested in future reviews like this one, please subscribe below. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Essi Flynn.